Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott.
And I'm Hannah.
And we're going to be going over the 16 things we wish we knew about overlanding and dispersed camping before we started. We've been doing this for a few years now, and there's been a lot that we've learned. And now whether you're just starting out or you're an experienced overlander, I guarantee you there's going to be a few things in this video that you can learn about. So if you don't have the time to watch the whole video, make sure to save it to your watch to later playlist.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
But now we're going to jump into the list, starting off with number 16. All right, so starting off with number 16, and this is the big one that we get asked a lot of questions about, and that is, where do you find really good dispersed camping locations? We all don't want to go camp on concrete pads next to somebody with a generator. You want something a little bit more remote like this, a little bit more private, and you can actually enjoy nature in that full experience. Finding those locations can be tricky, but here are a couple things that we've learned.
Yeah, so typically what we do is we create an itinerary of where we want to go when we're camping. I usually have a Google Doc, and we'll go through and find specific locations, either using apps like the Dirt app, or sometimes I'll even just go into Google Maps and I'll look up a national forest and I'll find places that look promising. Sometimes I'll even put coordinates in. And so we kind of just have a map or an outline of the places we want to go on what specific dates. Usually I come up with a couple options for each evening, because you never know. Sometimes the place you find doesn't work out, so you kind of want to have a couple options for each evening.
Yeah, and that's a great way to do it. And like, you can even use Google Earth and zoom in, and if you see like a stone ring, you know, oh, that's probably a decent campsite. And we'd also recommend, if you don't want to spend money buying or subscribing to these different kinds of overlanding apps, you can also just go ahead and download offline maps on Google and put those pinned locations on there, so that way when you lose service, when you're out in the national forest, you can find them pretty easily. All right, next tip that we have is going to be getting yourself some options for shade and cover from the weather elements. So obviously we've got one here that is zipped up into our rooftop tent, and then another one that goes out on the side of the Jeep here that is just a pull-out awning that's really quick to set up. When we first started overlanding or going camping, we were either getting baked in the sun or absolutely covered by rain and had nowhere to hide. Getting quick shade setups has been one of the nicest things that we can do. We can get to camp, quickly pop it up, and have cover. Right now it is super hot where we're camping, so we're actually really enjoying having shade set up. Now, you don't need to go as fancy as this, but as long as you have some sort of shade or cover from the elements, you can't go wrong there.
Something else we recommend is doing some food prep ahead of time. That might look like getting together some egg mayonnaise or some chicken salad sandwich. Sometimes I'll bake some potatoes because that saves a lot of time, or maybe some muffins. Since you're going camping, you're gonna wanna have some good food. There's nothing worse than just eating hot dogs and hamburgers. So by doing a little prep ahead of time, you can have really yummy food and really enjoy your time out and about. You wanna avoid getting hangry, so it can be really useful.
All right, next on the list is to get yourself a car refrigerator. Genuinely, guys, this is one of the best things that you can add to your overlanding experience. I've gone with the whole cooler with ice, and then having to deal with melted ice, and then not everything staying cool, and then everything's starting to smell. Having a refrigerator just solves so many issues. It just keeps everything at the same temperature. Everything stays nice and cool and organized, and it allows you to go to really hot places and just always make sure you have cold food and cold drinks. We've been running ours for a couple years now, and we've had no issues, and it's genuinely something I can't imagine not having when I go on my road trips. The next item on the list is getting yourself a bunch of different table options in order to help keep yourself organized. It's nice to be able to take stuff out of the vehicle, place it on tables, and just be able to keep things a little bit more spread out and more organized. For example, here we've got a tailgate table that just goes on the back of the Jeep here. It's got a nice cutting board that slides out like so, and it just gives you a lot of real estate to do a bunch of cooking. We've also got a tire table set up, which allows us to move stuff out of the vehicle, put it on there, and just work with things there. And then we also have a nice side table to have by our chairs. You can also get some of those big folding white tables that you can find everywhere. Those are also great if you have a little bit more stuff. But getting yourself tables is genuinely something that you really want to do, as it helps keep you super organized.
Next on the list is for you dog owners out there. We recommend getting a soft dog crate just like this one. It has mesh, it keeps Cinder cool. She's more comfortable in there. It's easy to fold down, so it's easy to transport, and it's a lot nicer than the metal cages. It also keeps her hair in the crate. We have a husky, so her hair likes to get everywhere.
All right, next on the list is to be able to make sure you have enough safety and recovery stuff That way you can take care of yourself and those that you bring with you. Oftentimes you'll go out to some of these dispersed camping locations and there'll be nobody else and no service. So you want to make sure that you are prepared. For us, example, we've got a winch on the front of the Jeep in case we ever get stuck, as well as some traction boards. We've got a fire extinguisher in the back, and then also we've got our own first aid kit in case we need to take care of each other. And also another thing that we have is a jack that can fit my Jeep. Putting on the big tires and getting the lift meant that the stock one wouldn't work. So you always got to be thinking of stuff like that. But make sure you guys are prepared to take care of yourselves while you go out and camp. All right, next on the list is to get yourself a propane fire pit like the one we have here. A lot of the places we go camping, there are fire bans, so you can't even have a regular campfire. But also the nice thing about having one of these is it's really quick to set up when you get out to camp. You can do marshmallows on them, enjoy the heat, but also you don't end up smelling like smoke. So there's a lot of benefits to having a propane fire pit. It's something that comes with us pretty much everywhere we go. It's definitely worth getting one. All right, next thing on the list is to get yourself a 5 or a 20-pound propane tank. We have a 5-pound here mounted on the back of the tire. And having a propane tank like this is just a great way to make sure you have enough fuel to do your cooking and even have that propane fire pit going. It's way better than buying a bunch of these 1-pounders that are pretty much one-time use and they create a lot of waste and they're expensive. With a 5 or a 20-pounder, you can easily get them refilled, and it's just a lot better to have.
Next on the list is to get yourself a nice pop-up tent, just like this one. It's handy for a couple of different reasons. Obviously, you can go in there and change if you need some more privacy. It's also very nice to get yourself a seated toilet situation, especially for us ladies. And now that I'm expecting, it's come in so useful, so.
And it's pretty comfortable for the guy as well, so I'm not complaining. All right, next up is to be able to get yourself a bunch of different organization totes and pouches and stuff like that. We have a bunch of organization in the back of the Jeep here, and it really helps our overall camping experiences. We know exactly where everything is at all times. We've got just a standard Costco tote in here that has dividers where we have pretty much all our kitchen supplies that we might need here, all equally put in their right place, so that if I need to find something, I know where it is, and if my wife needs to find something, she knows where it is. We've also got all these different pouches here that are labeled on these pull-down part of the Jeep, which we can keep a bunch of our tableware, knives, cooking equipment, some butane tanks for certain cookers, and some kitchen paper towels up there as well. And then along on the side of the Jeep here as well, we have different pouches with tools and first aid kits. And so that way, everything that you need is easy to find. Don't be dealing with small bags, plastic bags, or loose pouches. Make sure everything can fit in a tote. Keep everything super organized. It also helps with packing things perfectly every time that you go and leave a campsite. That way, you're not having to deal with a big mess when you get back home. All right, next recommendation we have is for those of you that are running rooftop tents like we are, and that is going to be to get yourself a level. It is so hard to find perfectly flat ground when you go out camping, but if you can make sure that your rooftop tent is as level as possible, you're going to have a way better sleep. If it's slanted to the side, on the back, or to the front, you're just going to be moving around or slowly creeping that way, and it can make sleeping in a rooftop tent a little bit more uncomfortable. Now, if you can't find that perfect level ground while you're out here, make sure you use like traction boards or rocks. Put it up underneath 1 or 2 tires, and you can try and get that vehicle a little bit more balanced. But having a level is just a good way to make sure that before you crawl into bed at night, you can be like, tent is level. And the next thing on the list is to get yourself some sort of floor covering like this. Having a mat like this can really help improve your overall experience when you go out camping, because right now it's all very grassy, long grass and sticks here. Just kind of nice to just have a flat, clean area. The dog really enjoys it. But some of the places we've been to are super dusty and dirty, and just having a nice mat to keep your feet clean, especially if you're going to be climbing up into the tent too, is definitely worth getting into your overlanding setup. All right, the next bit of advice is if you guys are going to be planning on going a long road trip, but you only have a certain amount of time to do it in, definitely make sure you really think about how you're going to be planning your camping along the way. We recently made the trek from Colorado all the way to the Oregon coast, but we had such a short amount of time and we had so much driving in between each campsite that we weren't actually able to really enjoy the campsite. We always felt like we were in a rush to set up and a rush to pack out, so that way we could hit the road to cover the miles that we needed for that day. If we could change it up, we would have just gone to the destination as quick as we could and then camped a lot more in that area and just really been able to enjoy the camping of the place that we were going to. While you can still have fun doing it that way, can be a little bit stressful trying to manage all of that. All right, next thing on the list, and that's going to be to get yourself some good lighting options for your overlanding setup. We have a light that is built into the top here of the Jeep rear window, and we have a bunch of also automatic lights that we can then magnetize to the side of the vehicle. So if we end up going around that side at night, it'll turn on and illuminate what you need to see. It gets dark real quick at night, and if you want to actually stay up and enjoy, play cards, hang out, and do things, having a bunch of different easy to set up light options is a great one to have. And the last one on the list, and that is to actually go and overland and not overload. For me personally, I have a lot of cool camping stuff, and I want to bring all of it every time I go. And I find that I just bring a lot of stuff that I never actually end up using. If you're going to go out on a specific camping trip, make sure you only bring what you need. Bring the stuff that you plan on using. Don't have to bring everything. Keep it as light as you can. Keep it as organized as you can. Don't go overloading, overlanding. All right, that pretty much brings us to the end of this video where we're going over all the different tips and tricks that we have for overlanding and dispersed camping. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Now, if you do want to see a more detailed explanation of our full overlanding build, go ahead and click this video right here. With that all said,
Thanks for watching.